Okay, so last time we had more on our inventory system. Let me share screen. That's probably important. There we go. So last time we had different types of shops, which just spawned all potions. That's good. Yeah, different rarity for items. Even though the bullets aren't shooting in the right spot, that's fine. So we have the shop here, and we have different lists. And we have a main list with all the items. And it adds to the different lists based on the rarity of the item. So like the browning is an uncommon item. So it goes to the uncommon list, and so on. So to start, I'm gonna make a game controller script. I'm just gonna throw all of our lists in here. That way each shop doesn't need to get its own list. There can be just a generic, there can be one instance of a list that everything can just get a reference to. So I'm just gonna reference to it in here. Excuse me, Creative Cloud, get out of here. So controller, I'm gonna grab the reference at the beginning. Cont equals find object game controller, and this is gonna go in the game controller now. Yeah, so we just need this. Paste it in here. I'm gonna paste this. In the shop. Oh. There we go. What? Unrecoverable error. Get out of here. It's fine. So when we start, the game controller is going to set up all the lists, all of these lists, based on a list of all the items. And then I'm going to do cont dot common items. I have a common items here. What? Action game controller, action game controller. Why does that not work? It works here. It's weird. Well, items does not exist in the current context. What? Maybe I can't get it because it's in index. Just make a function to actually grab that instead then. Public void get random item. why it's not highlighting this. Maybe that error just broke everything for some reason. I'm just gonna copy this. So we're gonna grab from our item list dot count. We'll turn item list index, I think. Dot get random item count dot common items. Error, but it's not giving me what the actual error is. Weird. Uncommon items. Rare items. For some reason it's still broken. Switch case comment. Let's see what happens when we go to this. Return an item instead. And in the shop we can just say item is going to be that random item. What's wrong now? Item. Shop item ID. Oh. Now what? Let's shop item. Shop item. Okay, what now? Not all code paths return a value. Oh. They're happy now? Come on. Okay, now it's kind of happy. I'm gonna close and reopen this and see if it does anything different. I don't know why that random error showed up. Yeah, now there's no error here. What the hell? I don't know why that happened in the first place. Okay. Weird Visual Studio bug. So, I'm gonna make game controller, add game controller there, and then I think before we just had, oh, they're all gone now, shit. Forget if it's shop item or just item. I think it was shop item. Just drag the items in here. Hopefully it does the same thing as before. Yeah. No errors, so that works. Cool. And then that way, if I just duplicate the shop and I change its rarity to uncommon, what are you broken on now? Item rarity R at shop action on awake. Let me see. 1 uncommon, 2 common items. Because it's trying to get from get a random value, but it's going past the index for it. I don't know. I'll try this too then. I'm gonna do invoke, populate shop. After 0.2 seconds or something, just so that the game controller has time to actually do this loop. That might be the problem. Items, yeah, it should work still. So ideally we don't want these to be seen in the inspector. Ideally we don't want them to be visible at all or public at all, but I don't think we need them to be actually, because we have get random item right here that does it for us. I'll just leave the main shop visible for now though. Populate shop after 0.2 seconds, so I just gotta get rid of this. I don't even use this actually. I don't know why it's even in there. Populate shop based on rarity. Don't need this anymore. I'm sure this one we might need. Yeah, we don't need the index anymore though. Unless we want to remove the items one at a time. But we can just check and see if we already have the item to not get duplicates. Not gonna worry about that though for now. See what happens. Yep. So it was just happening before the loop was over, so it was giving an error. Let me fix the lengthen and see if it still does it. And then shotguns and pistols and potions. Cool. So that works. So we can just have a generic game controller. Actually, if we want to do this even better, we can make this into a scriptable object list, which I will do next week. Scriptable objects are like regular scripts, but they don't inherit from mono behaviors like this, which means you don't have to attach them to game objects. So we can save scriptable objects to our assets folder down here, and that way we can save like a whole list of prefabs for shop items, and then it'll save between scenes, because it's not actually saved in the scene itself, it's saved in the assets. So that way we can have a reference to it no matter what scene we're in, without like having to instantiate it and then grab a reference using find object of type or whatever. We just need to get the reference in a prefab itself of one of the shops, and then we're set for the whole game. So that makes things easier depending on what you're doing. Again, I think I have next week is a bunch of smaller random things I have like object pooling and singletons and scriptable objects and interfaces and making builds and stuff. So that'll be next week, hopefully. So those two are good. And I was gonna do experience now. So, should I just throw it in the player? I think I just throw it in the player controller. Yeah, let's do that. Let's see. I have a move player function. Yeah, I'm just gonna do this. I'm gonna throw everything into one script so I can just modify that one by itself to how I want. We have alert speed. I already have an update. I have this in the awake function already, I think. There's no awake here, huh? Delete that one. I'm gonna move these to the top. Those in the header so we don't have to know what it's for. Let me make another header for stats, I guess. And do like leveling up. Let's see. So right now we don't really have any too important stats that we want to mess with. We have HP obviously, and we have speed. But if we're doing like an RPG, we want to have like different attacks and stuff, which that'd be a whole like mess to get into with the different weapons and stuff that we have set up. So I'm just gonna have a variable named attack, but it's not going to do anything in here. Ideally, you would want to have, when you spawn your projectile, you do game object obj equals instantiate, and then you would just grab the projectile controller script in there, and then change the attack in there directly. So whenever you spawn, you would just say this bolt's attack is going to be the base attack plus whatever my attack is. But I'm gonna just make an arbitrary number that we're gonna see change in the inspector for now. So I'm gonna make public float attack and public float defense, and we'll have experience. So I'll do experience leveling up. So I'm gonna do public int level and public float experience, and we'll need a number to associate with what the next level is gonna need, what threshold we have to reach to get to the next level. Do public float exp to next. Whenever we pass this threshold, whenever the experience passes this threshold, we're gonna level up. We're gonna increase one of these 4 stats, and then we're gonna reset experience to next and reset this experience so we don't keep leveling up randomly. Now there's different ways that you can obviously implement what this is going to be. Different things you can do for that, like some games do it where it's a static number every time, like, oh, you need 100 experience, then you need 200 experience, then 300, then 400. So it's like level times 100 or something to get to the next level. Some games do it exponentially, where it gets harder to level up as you go along. Like you'll need, I don't know why I was doing this. You're gonna start and you need like 10, and you need 20, then 50, then 100, then 300, then it keeps on getting higher and higher until it takes a long time for you to level up. I'm gonna do something like that one, I think, because that one's more forgiving in early levels and drops off pretty early. So let me make a function to calculate this. I'm gonna do public void calculate exp. We'll just pass in our level. So we'll just go float exp. Oh shit. Float exp needed. And we'll do if you're doing the a set number each time, you can just do like exp needed equals level times 100 or something. And at the end you would just say turn exp needed public float, actually, yeah. The hardest part about calculating or setting up how much you need each other level is probably like visualizing how hard it's going to be, or like random levels you would need. So like, I know how much experience at level 1 I need. It's going to be like 100 in this case. But what if I want to find out what level 32 needs? Then it's not as easy to see or calculate, especially if you have different functions besides just the number, the level times 100. So I'm going to do an animation curve to actually plot out the graph of it, so you can see how much you'll need per level, and you'll see it kind of like draw the path. And then you can just mess with your function in here, and then you'll see how different calculations would work out for different amounts of experience. So I'm going to do public animation curve, exp curve equals new animation curve. I think that's how I do it. And then in the awake function, I'm going to do for int I equals 0, I is less than 30, something like that, I plus plus. I'll do, why there's no space there, something like exp curve dot add key, a key for I, oh shit, from I, so we add a time and we add a value, and it'll look, you can see how it looks in a second. We'll add calculate, if I can type it, that'd be nice, at I. So then when it's, let's do it at 1. So you start at level 1. Yeah. So at level 1 you'll need 100, level 2 you'll need 200, and so on. So it'll look like just a line. See what happens. Also, we have to delete the player move in, yep, so 5010. Let's see. So we need to do 5,000. Yeah, so that's good. This we probably don't. Yeah, we're gonna save this to a variable before. That's right. My bad. So I'm gonna delete this one. Play. Hopefully, it doesn't break anything. Yep. And so when you see it at level 1, we'll need 100. Level 2, we'll need 200. At level 20, we'll need 2,100. Level 28, you'll need 2,800. And yeah, that works. So then, I'm going to comment this one out. And I will set this. Oh shit, my mouse just turned off. Cool. There we go. We'll do exp needed. No, exp2 next equals calculate the exp at our level, just so we can have a starting value. And we'll say, exp needed. I had one I did before for a different game. Let me see if I have it still. I had mathf dot round to int mathf dot power, and we do 8 times level plus 1 to the 1.3 power, something like that. So 8 times our level plus 1 to the 1.3 power. And I thought it looked pretty decent. So let me see what it looks like now. I think the first 3 levels are going to be, oh no, we're good, cool. Yeah. So it's not quite linear, and it curves up. We can just, see level 17, we need 640, then we need level 26, 1,083. So if we want this to be steeper, we would just change the exponent that it goes to. Yep. So from level 1, we need 84. From level 2, we need 162. From level 13, we need 1,900. Level 29, we need 6,400. Yeah, so compare level 29 to the one before it. 6,082. It's about 400 difference. It'll just keep getting bigger. If it's close to 2, then it might be too much of a curve, but depends how many different enemies you have that give different EXP values and how much you can farm them and stuff like that. But that's different debates about how to balance your game out, so it's fine. So now we have our EXP graph, and we need to actually just check if this passes that threshold and then level up accordingly. So I'm gonna check in the update. Actually, I'll just make a function that does that adds experience. Like how we have add money and take damage, we'll just make a public void add exp. We'll do float amount, and we'll do experience plus equals amount if experience is greater than or equal to exp2 next. Then we're going to level up. So I'm going to make a function called level up. Level plus plus exp2 next equals calculate experience. The last thing we do. So we'll say experience minus equals exp2 next. So if we need 1,000 experience to level up and we have 1,010 experience, then we'll just have 10 after that. You could probably I wonder if it'd work better for some games if you have it where this doesn't decrease and you just keep on going up and up and up. But I'll just decrement mine, that's fine. Experience minus equals XP to next. And then we'll just have to pick a random stat to increase. Int x equals random dot range 0 to 4. If x equals 0, we're gonna I'd say the let's do this actually. Let's do this. I mean, in some games you can just give, you can apply your stats to whatever you want. Like Dark Souls, you can just level up your health if you want to. You can just max it out, or you can level up your defense all the way, or your speed, or whatever. You can do that. There's a lot of UI that I don't want to do for that, so I'm not gonna do that right now. But I think there's some games that do it where like there's a chance to increase certain stats, and some stats are more likely to increase than others. Like your attack is hard to level up randomly, but like if you don't do that, or your defense, then you'll level up your health either way. So you always get something that levels up, but you might not get what you want there. Or you could just assign the stats randomly, like, oh, you get plus 5 HP and plus 1 attack or something. But I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do float chance to attack. Do chance to attack, a chance to defense, chance to speed. Zero to 1. And then I'll just roll a dice, and then if it's less than a certain amount, then I'll do that one. So like, where's level up? There we go. So I'll do float rand equals random dot value, which is a number between 0 and 1. I'll do if rand is less than or equal to, actually no, let's just do this. I'm gonna roll dice every time I do it instead of only once. Random value is less than chance to attack. Do that. Else if random dot value is less than or equal to chance to defense. Also, if it's less than chance to speed, then you do speed. And if you want them to just increase randomly and you don't want to like stop after this one passes, then you could just take out the if, the else in there. So I'll do attack plus plus, defense plus plus. I don't know what a number is to do for speed, so I'll just do 200 or something. Else HP plus equals 10. Sorry, max HP. You also make it where your stats go back to normal after you level up. Like, you heal after you level up, so you'll just do like HP equals max HP. Actually, I think we can just call heal and just, yeah, I'll just call heal. Heal. Heal max. I'm just gonna check one thing just in case. I'll do bool stats added equals false. I'll do if not stats added. Just in case we roll a dice and this comes up true for more than one frame, it won't add like 30 attack to my character. Because if not stats added, then it'll do this, and then at the end it'll just default to don't add any more stats. And then I'll just do invoke reset added after, oh shit, got my place, after like 0.2 seconds or something. Stats added equals false. So now we just need to call level up, which already decrements our experience. I don't have to worry about that anymore. And then we just need to have a button to increase our experience. Input.get key down. Oh. Key code dot. I'm using like 4 keys or 5 keys already. I don't know what to use. 9, alpha 9. Then EXP. At EXP will add like 5 or something. Let's see if it works. So we need to change these stats. Our chance to increase our attack is going to be like 0.22. Our chance to increase our defense is a little bit higher than that. Chance to increase our speed is I don't know. I still want to upgrade. Let's make this do for anything. Chance to HP. Yeah, I'll just do that instead. I don't want a random stat to not be increased. If r equals 0, else if r equals 1, else if r equals 2, else try that. So no matter what, one stat gets increased. Like a 50% chance to increase that one. 70% chance. 30% chance to increase speed. That sounds like too much. 25% chance. 0.45, 0.325, I don't know. Let's see. I don't have a visual indicator for my experience yet, but it's right here, so I'll just tap 9. Oh, I have it on get key down. Shit, that's not good. Yep, so level 2. I didn't see my stats go up. I was paying attention. Max HP. It's only my speed that went up. Oh no. They both went up there. That went up. Let me fix this one to be on key down. Put get key instead of key down. And then if you haven't added stats, oh. That's why it didn't do it, because these didn't show up, and then because this was triggered outside of that, then it didn't level me up. So now it should work. So a lot of experience already. Got 1 for that. Got 2 HP level ups. Got more speed and 1 more attack. Got more attack and more speed now. Yeah, so it works. You just need to get enemies to actually attack you, and when you kill them, then you get experience from them. Oh, also I set up the game controller like this, so that if we add enemies, we can add drops for them too. So we can have a drop for the enemies that's like, oh, they drop money randomly, and then they'll drop like a random item sometimes, and you can just give them different items from the shop, like from a random shop list. So like if we want to have only consumables, you just make a list with only consumables. You can just check that for this script. See if I can do it right now, actually. Consumable list. Consumable items. So it's consistent. Consumable items. And this one's a list of regular items. Or consumables. You can just put items or consumables, whatever. So let's see. Looping through all of the shop items. I think the breaks out of, like, if it calls this one, it's not going to go down here, but it should still go down here, I think. Hopefully. If dot get component is not equal to null, and we'll add it to the consumable shop. Consumable items dot add, and we'll do shop items I dot it item. Convert item to consumable. Consumable items, shop items dot. I guess we can just. I don't think it matters if it's doesn't change anything if we just make it items instead. Because consumable always inherits from item anyway, so it should be fine. So then if we just do that, there should be, did I make it public? I didn't, did I? Shit, yeah. Make it public so we can see it. So I go to consumable items, and it has 0. Cool, not working. Probably just break out of it then, huh? I'll put it above it instead. See if that does it. Consumable is not equal to null. Let's see. Uses amount. This item, consumable items. Shop items sub I. See if it at least detects the script in there at all. It does not. Okay. Oh, duh. Because the shop item's not going to have it, but the item has to have it. Yeah. Might be why. Yep, there we go. And then we have it here. Yep, cool. And then we just need to instantiate it when an enemy dies or something off of like a random chance. We can just add random spawn chance to different items. Hide that now. I'm gonna stop this debug now. Yeah, it's leveling up. I think that's good for now. Probably try to add enemies and stuff next week to make this an actual like game setup, but I need to like plan out what my ideas for that before I can just jump in. At least plan a little bit. I don't think I have, do I have art for the enemies yet or no? Let me see. Documents, game. I don't think I have enemies. Maybe I have slimes. Maybe that's why. If I do, then next time I can just drag them in before class starts just to get them ready. I don't want to do all that right now. I do have slimes. Okay, so I have enemies. At least one type of enemy. So I can just do that. Maybe I'll set up like attack animations or something instead of just shoot. Because this guy should not be able to shoot guns. Because he's a freaking medieval guy. But whatever. Yeah, so that's all I'm going to go over today, I think. Any questions? Anybody? Concerns? Progress report is due this Sunday, so remember that. It's going to have to include Microgame 3, has to be finished, which is the platformer action or racing game. So the next progress report is going to require Microgame 4 to be done, which is adding random stuff to the other microgames. And then the last progress report is your term project has to be finished. You have to make a build of it so we can actually play it. I'll show you how to make a build next week. I'll show you how to do a Windows and web build so we can play it in browser if you don't want to, if we don't want to download 30 people's games. So, yeah. Any questions, let me know. I'll just hang out for a bit. I'm going to stop the recording now, though. So, yep.